Hello, how y'all doing today? This is my easy mushroom rice. Okay, now I'm about to cut up some mushrooms, and before I cut the mushrooms up, I had cut up about a medium size onion to about 6 to 9 cloves of garlic. If you choose to have less garlic than that, that's your preference, but I love garlic, and to me, garlic brings out a nice flavor in the rice. Well, first, I am cutting the mushrooms. You can cut the mushrooms in any size that you want to. I was going to cut it long ways like how you put on a pizza, but then I decided no, I'm going to do it in chunks, so I end up cutting them in chunks. And to me, it went faster anyway. Okay, now, when it comes to cleaning your mushrooms, you can clean your mushrooms anywhere you know how to. But for people who don't know how to clean mushrooms, mushrooms are very, how can I say, they will start to take on a different color if you soak them in too much water. So I have seen people in the food industry wipe them off with a cloth. I have seen people in the food industry take a wet, damp towel, wipe around it. But how I was raised to wash all my food, especially if they didn't come out my yard. So I'm going to cut up all my mushrooms and then wash it before I start to cook them. For a little advice when it comes to mushrooms, never wash them and leave it just sitting there because they will turn black on you. Always wash it before use because for some reason, once it hits that water, they start to turn color and they don't look as pretty as they did when you first got them. And mushrooms is good if you can get or if you can find a nice high quality mushrooms because these mushrooms were good. They wasn't so dirty. They were actually very, very, very clean compared to a lot of mushrooms that you'll get from the store, and you'll find like dirt in the carton and all dirt all around it. So they were pretty good. I got them from Costco, and it was a big container worth too. So like I said, just don't have them soaking in any water because mushrooms is not the kind of vegetable that you would have soaking in water. Okay, now, while this is being done, I have my rice in my rice cooker. Well, you can do it without putting it in the rice cooker, but to me, the rice cooker makes it much faster and it helps you to do the rice quicker. Okay, now, I have my onions and I have my garlic. I did not cut up everything very fine because I like my onions and my garlic to be seen in the rice because to me it makes it look pretty. Okay, now here I go. I'm washing my mushrooms now. As you can see, just by this wash, you see how they started to turn a little bit already because mushrooms just do that when it gets into a damp environment. Okay, right here I have about 3 tablespoons of soy margarine or a vegetable margarine, whatever you want. And I added my garlic first because I like how garlic flavors up the butter, or even oil if you choose to use olive oil. I have my onions next. Then I'm going to start to put my seasoning, which would be my thyme, my chives, my black pepper, my red pepper flakes. I do not measure, so I can't tell you if I'm going to do 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. Do it how you like to. In my eyes, I do it until I see everything with a nice color. I like a lot of seasoning in my food. The only thing you will not see me do yet is put salt. I don't salt my food up so quick because to me, when you add too much salt in the beginning, sometimes it messes the flavor up. I like to have everything in the pot before I start to add any salt. So I will start my herbs, well, like I said, my thyme, my basil, my chives, whatever seasoning I'm getting ready to put inside of any pot that I'm getting ready to cook. I always make sure I put the herbs first and then I do my salt. Okay. Now I'm getting ready to add my mushrooms. As you can see how the color of the mushrooms start to get even darker the longer I waited to put them in there. That's why I'm trying to say to y'all, don't wash it so far ahead. Because if you want your mushrooms to stay nice and pretty, try to wash them as soon as you're getting ready to cook them. Okay. I'm going to mix this around and get it cooked nice and well. Get all that seasoning on top. And I'm going to try to at least have that boil down into a nice mushroom stew, because it will produce a nice sauce once it gets all melted down with the onions and the garlic and the butter. I just added my vegetable bouillon cube. Make sure I continue keep mixing. I have it on a medium to high flame. This rice will take about 30 to 45 minutes, and I'm going to give or take about 30 to 45 minutes. Why? Because the cutting of the mushrooms and the provision is what really takes the longest. So prep time, I'm going to say about 15 to 20 minutes. Cook time, I'm going to say about 30 minutes. Why? Because of course you're going to have your rice. If you put your rice on before you do you're cutting up the provision, your rice will be done by the time you get ready to put your provision in the pot. So that will just be even more bombs. So by the time you're ready for your rice, all you got to do is just start putting the rice into this into your stew right here, and everything will be done. So like I said, about 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, now, so I'm just gonna have it sweat a little bit and melt all that down. Keep an eye on it because, like I said, it's on a medium to high flame. Then I'm gonna start adding my rice because everything melt down nice. And I'm gonna take my rice and I'm gonna put it in about good 3 pot spoons, and then start mixing in well, because I want to make sure that I get that sauce over all of the food. I don't want to sit down there and have it not mix well, and I don't want to make a mess, so I don't add everything all at once. It was about, let's say, about 3 cups of rice I used, and it made a good pot, enough to feed 6 people. And after I finish mix in the rice, I try to make sure that I mix it in well, and then I flatten everything evenly so everything will get cooked evenly. And I know I had the rice already cooked from in the rice cooker, but now I want the flavor and I want the rice to swell and get a little bit softer. And so I'm going to just take and mix it in good, like I said, and then I'm going to flatten everything out and then cover the pot and let it sweat and let it just sit down there and take in all that. seasoning. About a good 10 minutes, I'm going to let it cover up on a low flame and let it just sit there. Then 10 minutes go past and my rice is done. Yes, there it goes, my mushroom rice. It's a good side for whatever you choose to eat it with. If you are a vegetarian, to if you're a meat eater, it's a good side. It's a good side. And it tastes very good. I mean, if you're a person who don't know how to cook, this can't come no easier than this. I mean, I don't think nobody can mess up cooking rice in a rice cooker. So by doing it like this, you would think you was cooking for years. Well, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and enjoy. Bye-bye now.